Dear students, this is Rakesh. Today's session we are going to cover about object-oriented programming structure in Java. So let's begin and see what is object-oriented programming, how it is different from procedural programming, and what are the various factors are available in the programming, and four pillars of object-oriented programming. These are inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So we will start with object-oriented programming. This is one of the software methodology that how we are gonna to write software solution for the industries. Now there are two major words that you need to focus on first, that is objects and classes. Then question is coming, why object first then class later? Because object-oriented programming is a way to design a program using objects and classes. When we talk about objects, then question is coming to our mind, what is an object? So therefore, an object is real world entities that have their own properties and behaviors. When we talk about real world entities, that means the things which we can see, touch, feel. Example, laptop, mobile phones, chair and table. Even you and me, we can say that part of the objects. So let's talk about class. Class is the blueprint from where an object's properties and behaviors are decided. Now must be you are thinking that what is this class? We know object is the things that we can look at, we can touch and feel, but what is class? So I'm going to put one real life example, that suppose you are carrying your bag and inside your bag there are things that you have kept for your use, like book, pencil, pen, notebook, extra. So that means whenever we talk about class, keep the things in your mind that class is a holder where we can put objects. Now how an object look like? Let's talk about a class called dog, where we are having different kind of dogs, and it has properties and behavior. When we talk about properties, let's look at size, age, color, breed. These are the properties of every dog. And when you talk about behavior of this dog, then no doubt eat, sleep, run, bark. But question is coming how these different dogs are having different properties and behavior. So we know for different values of properties we are talking about size, age, color and breed in Java class. So we have to create different dog object. Like see this figure, here is a dog and this dog is different than others. But if you talk about the properties, then size, age, color, breed are coming and behavior, eat, sleep, run, bark. Now in the second, see this dog is different than first dog, but properties are same and behaviors are also same. Let's talk about third dog. Just see the properties and behaviors. Now talk about the last one, same, properties and behaviors, but where these dogs are having different characteristics. So when we talk about size, all these dogs are not having same size. And if you talk about the age, all these dogs are not having same age. Even color, even breed. And same thing, eating pattern of each of dog is different than others. Sleeping pattern is also different. So here it comes, whenever we are having different values for same properties and behaviors, then we can say that this is an object. So this is what we are creating in our program. Now question is coming, how OOPs are better than procedural programming? So here it comes, procedural programming are and object programming. Let's look at. In procedural programming, top-down approach was there. They were divided into functions, doesn't have access modifiers, data can move freely from function to function in the system, less secure, do not support overloading. But when it comes to object-oriented programming, approach was different. Since in object-oriented programming, bottom-up approach is being used. So what is this top-down approach and bottom-up approach? In case of top-down approach, programmers are writing codes from beginning to end. Sequence should be continuous. But in the case of object-oriented, where we are using bottom-up approach, no need to worry about the sequence. We are just looking at the objects, and according to the objects we are writing our program. Though procedural programming was divided into functions, but object oriented is divided into objects. This object oriented programming has access modifiers. So what is this access modifiers? Access modifier means you want to make your code secure. How it is possible? By using some keywords that Java is providing to the programmer, like public keyword, protected keyword, private keyword, and static keyword. So these keywords are being used in object-oriented programming to make it secure and safe. In object-oriented programming, objects can move and communicate with each other through member functions. But it was not in the procedural programming. That's why object-oriented programming is more secure. And last point is it supports overloading and overriding. Wrongly written do not support, but it is supporting overloading and overriding. Now the concept that four pillars of OOPS, these are written over here. We'll discuss it more about the next in the next class. But for today, you just know these four pillars of object-oriented programming, that is inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Details we'll talk in the later class, but for today, that's it. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, bye. Thank you.